I jerked it free from the lily pad and he grabbed it when I did that. There we go. Little guy. Yeah. Little guy. On the copper. That's that lime copper I painted. I don't know if you'll see the painting video first or this video first. Well, we know it'll catch fish. In fact, it caught 2 or 3 that day. Now, this is a pattern I've been wanting to do where I actually put a light color over the top of a dark color, which is kind of backwards from normal. But before we take a minute and I show you how I painted the lure, I'm going to apologize ahead of time. I got the lure painted, got that done, went to put it on the computer before I sat to do this. And for some reason, whenever my compressor was running, I got a vibration in the camera. And I don't know why. It's never done that before. My camera always sits on a tripod like always. It doesn't touch the counter. None of that. But for some reason this time around, it was vibrating a little bit whenever the compressor is running. So apologize ahead of time for that. We'll see if we can solve that problem by the next one. All right, let me show you how I got that lure painted. As I'm getting ready to show you how to start this pattern, I want you to take note of one thing. Notice around the gills, a little dark, looks like paint and stuff in the eye socket there. That's because it is there. I painted this lure, got it completely done, and said, you know what would look good? We need to put a splatter on that and get the toothbrush and splatter it. And I did that, and I hated it. And I screwed it up. So, real simple. Took it in, kitchen sink, ran some warm water over it in the scrubby, took all the paint off. We'll just start all over again. So, Createx Opaque White, and as always, that will be our base coat. And the nice thing about it, we always want the base coat. But the nice part is when we make a mistake, it also covers up the mistake. Might need a little extra every once in a while for the dark spots to cover them over. But got to cover those mistakes up. Better than starting all over with a whole new blank. Alright, got that on. Now let's go with our basic colors. Alright, we're ready to go. For our belly, we're going to use the Createx Pearlized Pearl Lime. I've really started using this a little bit more. I really like that lime color, the effect it gets. I wanted to do one here in the S-crank. I had an idea for that pattern. I needed to do it, so let's just put the lime on the belly. We'll probably come up to about the halfway mark. We always do. Just get a good even coat everywhere. And that's all it takes. Nice and simple. We have the lime on the belly. Alright, let's move on to the back. Alright, we got the pearlized belly. We're going to go down the back now. We're going to stay all pearlized colors this time around. Createx Pearlized Black. So a pearl black down the back. And we're going to go down a little farther on the side because of what we're going to add. So I might go down a little farther than I normally would. Just let it kind of drift down over the side. Just some of that pearlized, but I needed to get down because I'm going to put one more color on this yet, and I still want that black to show through. Alright, that's going to do that. Now, before we move on, I'm going to get the heat gun, and I'm going to dry this whole thing before I go on to the next step. Alright, this is where we're going to get a little bit different. I've always said we want to put, if you want your colors to be right, you need the white base or need the white and then put the colors over it. When you put a color over a dark like this, it's not going to look the same or the way the color should come out. But in this case, that's what I'm looking for. So we're going to go one more time pearlized. I'm going to pearlized copper. And we're going to go right down the back. And then we're going to go just a little bit on the face. And I know the copper won't show up as bright as it does, but the effect I'm looking for is a little bit more of a muted color down the back. And that'll work going over the black. Now, I want to make sure some of that black shows through, so I'm not going down very far. I'm just going to go right down the middle of the back. And that's all I'm going to do down the back. Now, I do want to come back and put some more copper on the face. That's where I want it. But everything I shoot has been at 40 pounds of pressure. Now if we're going to come around the face, we need to lower that down. So let me get the pressure down here to about 10 or 15 pounds. Let's see what we get here. A little bit more. There we go. That's about right. Now we go. This is why I also wanted to dry this, because we're going to be shooting in close in the head, and if I didn't dry it, that black would kind of shoot it past. So we're going to stay right here close on the head. I need to get this underside too. What I'll do is shoot on the tape and let it just drift over to there. There we go. That's all I want for that. Make sure we get that nose. And now come on this side of the head. And again, make sure you keep that pressure down when you want to get in here close on this type of stuff. And there we go. That's what I'm looking for right there. I got my lime, my black, just a little copper down the side. We'll put eyes, we'll get a top coat, and I'll get you a good look at this thing so you can see what it looks like when it's all said and done. Well, there we go, guys. There is my lime black copper. And hey, it does catch fish. Alright, thanks for sticking with me. Subscribe to the channel if you would. Hope to see you again real soon.